Hi, Kathy White, Certified Professional Ergonomist. We are here today to talk about armrests. I get a lot of questions from people who I'm evaluating about, do I need an armrest? If I have one, how do I use it properly? Where should I position it? What kind of features am I looking for with an armrest? These are some of the questions that I seek to address in this short video. So first of all, different chairs have different armrest configurations. Let's start with that. I'm in a chair right now that has a lot of fantastic adjustability features, meaning the armrest, as you can see, I can move this up, I can move it down. Not only that, I can angle it. Not only that, it swivels in and out. So there's so many different features that are available to help support your arms. But the first question I get from folks is, do I need an armrest? And I'd like to address that. It's a matter of personal preference. If you prefer to not use an armrest, or if you find that the armrests are interfering with the front edge of your work surface as you're trying to type in keyboard, then you are welcome to swivel these out of the way, lower these out of the way. And the key, if you're not using an armrest, is to make sure that your elbows are close to your sides and that they're floating freely in a sense, and that you're working around elbow height. And as long as you're able to do that successfully and you're not experiencing any discomfort, then it's perfectly acceptable. I have had some people who remove the armrest altogether because they get in the way, they're bumping that front edge of the work surface, and it's preventing them from getting closer to their keyboard and mouse. Certainly that's an option you can look at exploring if you find that your preference is not to use an armrest. If you do like to use the armrest, then the next piece I'd like to encourage you to consider is how you're setting up your armrest, which now I'm kind of fighting this one, but here we go. It's going up and down again. So what you want to do if you do have armrests and you'd like to use them is you want to situate them so that they are parallel with the work surface. And you can see here, I'm going to show you a side view. I'm at about elbow height. You'd like to see everything just line up really nicely here where you're able to type and you're able to mouse and you are working at elbow height. You also, as I'm showing you from this view, you've got those elbows close to the sides. Here's something I want to make sure you avoid, because you can have the best equipment in the world, and I have this chair that has all these fantastic features with the armrest. You want to make sure that you're using your equipment appropriately and not increasing your risk of a musculoskeletal disorder. And what I mean when I'm talking about armrests in particular is I see this a lot, where people are digging their elbows into their armrest. A lot of times this happens if you like to cross your legs and you lean to the side. I see this sort of pattern to be very common, that you naturally lean into the armrest. And you want to avoid that because you've got actually quite a bit of soft tissue here around your elbow. There's a lot of nerves that are running through here, similar to what we talk about with the wrist and carpal tunnel syndrome. There's radial tunnel syndrome. There are a couple other nerves that are coming through here. And you want to avoid that kind of situation where you're compressing those nerves because you're inflaming this space here with that soft tissue because of that contact stress. So just be mindful as you're using those armrests that you're applying a light support, letting the armrest support your arm, but doing so lightly, not pressing down, not digging in. I hope this information helps you with armrest use, and please feel free to shoot me a comment if you have any questions. Thanks.